Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Today it's live opening round coverage of the California Classic. So the action is underway, and we'll take you out now to our featured golfer here at number 1. Getting ready to start the round, Frank, what is the importance of getting off to a good start?
It's imperative, Rich, really, to try and find your rhythm, conditions of the golf course, really get into the round as quick as you can.
Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
Frank, in golf, as we know, there's short grass and there's long grass. We all want to be in that short grass, but it doesn't always work out that way. So what's the most important element from the shot, from the rough?
You have to be a little bit more conservative first and foremost, because you can't guarantee a perfect strike out of the long grass. So therefore you have to look around the greens, maybe short, to the right, to the left, and realize what's involved. And also just give yourself a slightly bigger target.
A birdie will send him to 1 under on the leaderboard. Second hole's just 371 yards. Frank, are players licking their chops, thinking they need to make a 3 here?
Yeah, if you can just accept the fact that you're going to have a longer second shot than you'd think for a hole of 370 yards, then that's the first way to overcome this. Just put yourself a short iron in your hand. Do the attacking with the second shot. That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. How about that shot? From that lie to get it that close, tremendous effort. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Locked in on the read and the speed. One under early in the round. Now to the third hole, a par 4, 471 yards. Frank, break this hole down for us.
Well, the trouble appears down that left side with the series of bunkers, but you've got to keep loading up on it.
Look at the coil there. That is a heat-seeking missile right there. Wow.
Smoked that one. That's beyond long.
That is a sensational play right there, and you have to think that the little helping breeze gave that a nice boost.
He can't be that good.
It should be pretty good right there, on the safe side.
Well, it's a little absurd, that, Rich. The shot wasn't that hard, but it's come up well short.
Didn't appear committed through impact. Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Solid par to remain 1 under. Back over now to the 4th. Early in the round, still holding steady, even par on the day.
Yeah, it's got that feel it could go either way here. Next few holes will probably tell us which way.
I mean, really on top of his game right now. That was a splendid approach shot. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time, that one gets him in the top 10.
Well, here we are at the fifth hole, a 535-yard par 5 for the long-hitting professionals. Frank, certainly not a long test. What is the challenge here on this hole?
It's another example of great design by Pete Dye. He'll give you the trouble on the left on the tee shot, and then he moves the trouble to the right on the second shot. It's going to get you one way or the other. Ball just took off the face. Can we get a measure on that one? That's enormous.
This could be a huge momentum swing here, Frank.
Yeah, one more good swing, and he's going to have an eagle putt coming up. I know you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but that is well on the cards.
Frank, that is how it's done.
Yeah, take a gross of those. That is a lesson in itself.
And now a chance for eagle. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Frank didn't take notice of that name until right now, until that eagle.
And it started to send a whole ripple through the tournament.
What a hole this is. 255 yards, par 3, water everywhere you look. This is a real test.
It's called Amen, and whatever religion that you subscribe to, you better say a prayer before this one.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. He has this for birdie. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
No damage done. Made the par.
That was a great first day out there, Rich.
I really enjoyed it. We saw a lot of birdies, excellent play, and some impressive names on top of this leaderboard. Anybody's game. This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. It's second round coverage of the California Classic. Well, we've arrived at our third par 5 of the day here at
Watch your boy smash on his golf course.
I'm watching. Shit, let's kick it back up.
17 yards.
Oh, I've been back on.
I mean, that is one of the hardest drives I've ever seen. Just let it rip.
Oh, that was sweet. Straight down the middle.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Big swing right there, and a great result. And now a chance for a big swing in momentum with an eagle coming up. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Really hitting on all cylinders now. 9 under for the tournament. To the par 4 12th here at PGA West, short at 363 yards. John Daly, take a back seat, big fella. How about that drive?
Is it stopped yet? It's still going.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Who knows? It is a 4-round tournament, setting himself up for a good weekend, maybe a great one. The young star makes his birdie. Not looking good, Frank.
No, I think it's wet.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Not a gimme, but well within his range. So the dominant performance continues.
Yeah, we're watching 2 tournaments right now, the one at the top and the rest.
Well, Frank, kind of a make-or-break hole here at the 14th, par 4, 389 yards.
Yeah, for the Cavalier player, you can sort of go at this green in a more direct line. 290 yards will take all this bunker down the right out of play. Just leave you a flick in here. I'm going to say that's not a bad play, really. If you don't do that, then you just got to thread it down the left.
Just a little offline, so now, Frank, he's going to have to deal with a rough.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how strong he is.
Safely aboard. So a tester from 4 feet. Racking them and stacking them. That's 12 under par now for the tournament. So all the scores have been posted for round number 2, and look who is on top of the leaderboard, Frank.
Yeah, with 2 very solid rounds of golf. Key right now, just stay out of your own way and keep it up. The pressure will start to build. We know that as you get closer to the end of this tournament.
This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Today it's live 3rd round coverage of the California Classic. Frank, this is like a big water park here at PGA West. We saw it at the 6th, and here again at the 7th, a challenging par 4, 346 yards.
I've never, ever seen anyone try and drive this green. So it's just a layup. You see the bunker down there in the distance. That really is the stop sign. So something that's short of that, but really what I prefer is try and lay up on a nice number. Something that you've got a full shot in, whether that be a 9-iron or an 8-iron or a wedge. You'd like to have a full club in here.
That will be a great look at birdie. Frankie's going for 2 birdies in a row.
If you can knock this
Hello.
one in, then that's certainly going to help the confidence.
Beautifully done. Nice birdie. Well, Frank, here at the par 5 8th, 559 yards. Looks as though the player's getting a break from the water, but there is some trouble out there.
Yeah, there certainly is bunkering both on the left and the right. Once again, though, par 5s are always an opportunity for the longer hitter. Even if you stray a little offline, then it just becomes a 3-shotter like it is for everybody else.
Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. Now the approach shot here on this par 5 8th. No doubt they'll be happy with that shot. Well played. This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Well read.
Frank, the 9th hole at 452 yards. That water down the right is really a test of a player's driving ability, isn't it?
It is, and his ability to sort of take the shot on. Ideally, just something with a little bit of a fade. Unless you can carry the ball 300 yards, then you can get it just past that bunker. But when you look at this hole, notice how that fairway just starts to open up. So Pete Dye will reward an aggressive tee shot, but also he'll punish it if it's wayward.
Well, that's a good drive right there. Got all of it.
Did you hear the sound?
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
This is a good-looking shot. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. This for another birdie on this hole on the week. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it.
Yeah, hold on one second.
Well, considering the lead that he has on the rest of the field, a par is all you need. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on. He's gone for a little extra.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Terrific golf shot. And now, that for an easy birdie. Drops for a birdie. Boy, this is a long par 5, the 11th at PGA West, 617 yards. Heat-seeking missile right there. Wow. That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle. Now the second shot to the par 5. Oh, it looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him. Oh, that was nasty.
That's an outrage right there. I mean, if there's a high commission of golfdom, we need to consult them right now, because it's just simply not fair, Frank. It's not.
I think the people above are frowning and the people below.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, P. Dye always gets a player thinking what might be going through a player's mind right here.
You're going to play it as a layup. You know, that's a given. It's just what distance you want. And for every distance you're going to hit it off the tee, Pete Dye gives you a different challenge. If you lay it all the way back, obviously you've got the widest fairway. Then you've got the longest second shot. Get a little closer, it starts to shrink up, shrink up, shrink up. So it's how much do you want to bite off?
Has only 90 yards here. Well, he has not been bothered by these strong winds today. It has really been gusty, but you wouldn't know it watching this guy on TV. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side.
He's like cyber vision. Shot after shot, right at the flag.
Just dialed in. Been pretty good all day from this distance. Just trying to take care of business. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie.
Do it, Face.
And what a day it's been. Frank, that front page of the leaderboard has been looking
I like to say I'm over here Tiger Woods.
Exactly right, Rich. I think our winner is certainly going to come from that list right now. I'm excited for tomorrow's final round.
Nigga, I'm under 20 par. I'm negative 20 par, man. Under 20.
This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Today it's live final round coverage of the California Classic. Those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. Frank, what's the key here? Second shot at 14.
Green sits up a little bit, well protected by those bunkers there. A nice high, soft landing shot.
Blow.
I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Birdie putt coming up. At a par on this hole yesterday. Oh, yeah, he's made it for a birdie. Par 4 15th, measuring in at 468 yards. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is. Oh, solid strike. Right in the heart of the green.
On the green and looking at a birdie opportunity. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Has it. Good putt right there. Here we go now. The final par 5 of the day, Frank.
Yeah, decision on how much you bite off here. If you play the ball to the right, then it's going to play its full 600 yards. But if you can take it in a direct line at that green, you're going to chew off a little bit of yardage. But you have to be able to carry that bunker.
And through the years, a lot of excitement here at this par 5 16th.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like.
Errant tee shot here, Rich, but going to have to muscle this one out of the rough.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Not a huge miss, Frank, but did lose this just a little to the right.
It looks like it's going to catch a piece of the green, though.
Well, that one didn't work out. Didn't look bad in the air, hit the green, but didn't sit.
Yeah, it was never going to stop.
Safely aboard. So a tester from 4 feet. Oh, I thought he had that. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. This for par. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Par 3 17. It is the signature hole here at PGA West. They call it Alcatraz with good reason. You can get locked up here and they'll throw away the key. It's a place that has spoiled a lot of rounds through the years. This one has a chance to be close. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday, and he'd do it again today. One great hole after another here at PGA West. The finishing hole, no exception. Frank, what can we expect here?
Great finishing hole. It's amazing. If you took the 3 bunkers we're first going to see down the right side, this would almost be a nothing hole. But because they're perfectly situated here, they really shrink up that.
Unfortunately, that ball
wet.
So with the previous shot in the water, took a drop. This now the third shot. Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green. At least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there.
Well, Rich, it's been a disaster until this point, but there's an escape clause. If he can make bogey from here, that'll be some doing, something to be proud of.
We'll feel actually pretty good. Sometimes you see players walk off a hole with a little bounce in their step, even after a bogey, because they've had to work hard for it. He'll be pleased with that. The approach shot is about 12 feet away. How does that not go in? Locked in on the read and the speed.
What the hell?
And he has it.
A good putt redeems all. Rich, it came down to just a shot or two here or there, but we were treated some amazing golf this week.
Just one player standing. That was earned, well-deserved, beautifully played.
Hold on, Rick.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live first-round coverage of the Tiburon Championship. Today, we're here at Wolf Creek Golf Club in Mesquite, Nevada. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, set to bring you all the action out on the course. And Frank, what can you tell us about Wolf Creek?
Well, it's a mesmerizing layout. You can see from above, Rich, in amongst all these sort of canyon areas and boulders and that. I've never really seen a golf course like this. It's like Disneyland for the golfers. It's phenomenal, and each hole has a totally different look. It's hard to imagine you can build a golf course in an area like this. Oh, I like that.
That's in the fairway. Second shot here at the 6th at Wolf Creek. What do you think of this approach, Frank?
Well, it's decision time, really, Rich. Do you want to try and fly it onto this green, or do you try and run it in between those two bunkers? Personally, I think you've got to fly it because you've got a backstop behind this green. All the mountains that sort of protect the back of the screen. If anything, it should run back on.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time that one gets him in the top 10.
Back over to number 7. Frank, I've really enjoyed watching our featured golfer to this point. Superb play through the early portion of the round. Now we get to this kind of middle section. Frank, what's the key to maintaining that momentum?
Well, not just maintaining, Rich. An opportunity here to turn good into a great round. Surely not.
What a display of power and precision off the tee. On the green here on the par 4 in 1.
Really? This is that awkward length.
Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
But now a chance for a birdie. Watches that one go in as well to get to -3 for the championship. Frank, I really like this hole, the par 3/8 here at Wolf Creek.
It measures just under 250 yards. Really what you want to know is the yardage just to the front edge of the green. Anything obviously that carries sort of 5 or 6 paces on there, then at least you've got a relatively big green to hit at. But you can see the trouble that surrounds short and left of this green, as well as just over the back. Should be safely on deck.
No problems there. A really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie.
Second shot.
Great.
Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Doesn't dig into the lead with that par, but Frank, sometimes, and you know this as well as anyone, you just have to kind of maintain your footing out there. Finishing up this front side here at the par 4 ninth, 390 yards, and what are we looking at, Frank?
Well, it looks relatively straightforward, but it's anything other than that. Decision time again. Do you lay it up into that wide area of the fairway? If you're a longer hitter, and you are out here to have a little bit of fun, then maybe you want to take the head cover off because you get a little bit of an advantage if you can drive it over that last bunker on that right side, or at least take that out of play, because you're only going to have a short pitch in here.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
You get the sense now with that birdie that our young star, so explosive, is setting himself up for a big weekend run. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder. Or
Hold on a sec.
another one. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Settles in over the putt. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Showing no signs of weakness. That's a good putt right there. Stays at 4 under. So, one round in the books and a lot to chew on here.
There is. This is going to be a tough championship to pull away. The standard of golf, especially that first page of the leaderboard. Excellent golf.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today it's live second-round coverage of the Tiburon Championship. This is Rich Lerner alongside my colleague Frank Novelo for EA Sports, calling all the action for today's event. We are here at Wolf Creek Golf Club. It's located in Mesquite, Nevada. Frank, if I didn't know that it was Mesquite, Nevada, I think we landed on the moon and they built the golf course here. This is just mind-boggling.
Yeah, 100 years ago, you couldn't build a golf course like this here. Obviously, all the equipment needed, but in the end, it's just it's wonderful. It's an absolute playground for anyone that sort of loves to play the game. It is desert golf, obviously because of the terrain, but the green oasis that cuts in between is each hole. It just sort of gives you a totally different experience because you keep having to remind yourself you are smack bang in the middle of the desert.
This is when the game is fun, Frank, when you get one high in the air and you have a down breeze and you just watch it stays in the air forever.
Yeah, the hang time on that.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Regarded as a very accurate player, that shot says it all. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank, that birdie will help the cause. Here at the 15th hole here at Wolf Creek, bit of a breather here. Nice, short par 3. You don't want to miss this green.
No, that's the temptation there. If you try and bite off a little too much because it looks a little too easy, then a bogey here and you're in a bad mood all of a sudden at Wolf Creek.
Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday.
Well, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
Getting set now over the putt. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Now to the 16th hole as we get set for the finishing stretch. And Frank, what's the best way to play this relatively short par 4?
Somehow you've got to straighten the hole up in your mind's eye, Rich. Just look all the way across that canyon and look like the hole was built straight, because really that's the way it should be played. If you start looking left and turning it into a dog leg, then all of a sudden bad things can happen. So look straight at the green. That's your line. Just try and bisect those 2 fairway bunkers.
Frank, you'd like to walk away with birdie here, given that it is a pretty short par 4. How do you get it done?
You're going to have something instead of the short iron variety into this green. The green, the hardest part of it is all the undulations on this green. You realize why Wolf Creek has a slope rating of 154. So even with a short iron in hand, make sure you hit it in the precise section where that flag's located. Otherwise, you're going to have a hellacious putt across this green.
Good putt. Now to the 17th.
If you watching Ray, I dare nigga to try to play me in golf.
Leg left. Tee shot obviously has to be played short of that creek down there. It's still going to be a reachable hole, even though this hole's sort of around the 550, 560 mark. But because you've got to play short of that stream, it's going to leave a lengthy second shot, and you've got to get the distance right on the button. Happiness is a long, 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 long walk after that one.
190-yard shot now.
I'm looking at this shit.
Frank, what are the factors that go into playing at elevation?
Well, first of all, try and factor in how far you're
I'll play anybody in this golf.
That's going to create the thinner air where that ball's going to keep traveling. Plus, in the desert here, we get warm air, so the ball's going to go even further. And then Wolf Creek makes it even harder because they give you these elevated tees. So it is a little bit of a guessing game, but the fun part is, though, when you stand on a tee like the second hole, that's 9 stories high, and you tee it up with a driver, you really can hit the ball close to 400 yards. That's the fun part about it.
Wow, Frank, I did not expect that. Eagle. '18th hole, and Frank, again, a good scoring opportunity. Short par 4.
Yeah, if you looked at the scorecard, you'd think you could drive this green, but one quick look at the trouble in front and to the right of the screen, and you realize that's probably not the prudent play. When he goes after it like he is here. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he was thinking on that.
What's that 2K21 golf?
When they took Tiger off and put that white one on it. It's 19.
Rory McIlroy.
Yeah.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Another birdie, and what a day it's been.
Well, Rich, 2 rounds in the books, and it's easy to see why the leaders are on top of that leaderboard.
Excellent performance, but still a long ways to go in this tournament. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Tiburon Championship. Well, take a look at this site, Wolf Creek Golf Club. It is for real. Frank, I've never seen anything quite like this as we get set to call it for EA Sports. I'm Rich Lerner behind the mic, and we welcome you to this site that opened up back in 2000. It's a par of 72 with some elevated tees. Frank, what does the player need to look out for here at Wolf Creek?
Well, everything. Try and keep your eyes on the fairways, though. That's the only green thing about on this magnificent venue. It's hard to imagine you can play golf in this sort of area, but it's so well defined. Obviously, anything green is golf course, and left or right of that, you're going to find yourself in some problems. But really trying to judge all the elevation changes. Ball's going to fly a little bit further in the thin air, but it's amazing on the eye.
On the green in regulation. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Racking them and stacking them. That's 12 under par now for the tournament. We're in the desert, partner. I need water.
You're going to get it here, Rich. Par 5 second hole's got a nice stream that runs down the left side, as well as cutting the fairway. There's a crop of some 3 bunkers down that right side. I want to avoid that, but, you know, Rich, this hole isn't too long. Under 500 yards, not even going to play that long, so very reachable.
Beautiful rhythmic swing right there, and right down Peachtree. Little uphill to this green, Frank. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Rich, how can you leave an eagle putt short?
Well, you can't. I mean, that's embarrassing.
You can leave a par putt, birdie putt, an eagle putt.
Might want to just shut the game down and quit playing. In the hole for birdie. Here at the 6th, 447-yard par 4. Pretty good hole, Frank.
Yeah, probably a layup hole, too, for the longer hitters. Something out there around the 280, 290-yard mark to make sure you don't go it in the stream. Obviously, it's a dogleg right, as you can see. The canyon on both sides is sort of well-defined, so you know where not to go. Second shot plays a little bit back up the hill to a green, once again, that's anything other than flat. It's fun. You've got to make sure you get that ball on the right tier if you want to have a birdie putt.
Do it, bro.
He pumped it, he thumped it, he jumped it. What a drive. Wow, what a shot.
What are the chances of making it from there?
Now on to the par 4 7th hole. Is this a reachable par 4, Frank?
Distance-wise, you would think so, but the designer has done something to avoid that, and it's put all this water in front of the green. It would take a mammoth tee shot, and that's something like 300 yards through the air if you're going to try and even drive this green. Is the risk worth it? Well, if you're just playing with your friends, maybe it is. Otherwise, you just lay it up, just past those those bunkers on the right and the left. Get it down there on the flat. A little pitch you would think is simple, but because of the slope of this fairway, chances are you might not get a flat lie, and that's going to make that second shot that much harder.
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, I really like this hole, the par 3/8 here at Wolf Creek.
It measures just under 250 yards. Really what you want to know is the yardage just to the front edge of the green. Anything obviously that carries sort of 5 or 6 paces on there, then at least you've got a relatively big green to hit at. But you can see the trouble that surrounds short and left of this green, as well as just over the back.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie.
It's that sneaky distance.
Good try. Just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here.
Well, that even caught me by surprise.
Now I'm embarrassed.
Was in the bag.
Really not much to this.
I'm looking at it, I'm like, what the hell, bro?
Concentration or focus.
You don't miss that
That's
kind
one
of
of
shit.
that's one of them brain farts, man.
Yeah.
Frank, that's broke, but the good news, still has the lead. Stepping up to the shot here at the
man,
ninth.
Cat one of the
It's a par
funniest
4,
people, man.
390 yards.
Man, nigga, you ain't seen
It is
nothing.
anything other than
Damn, no, I was watching your stream.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You see how niggas smashing with that thing. Well, I tell you, nigga, I died there. I didn't pick up Iron Man here now, boy. I done got used to him now. Oh, man, because we got tired of running missions without a shit. We ain't got an Iron Man. We got the Black Widow. Because, see, I was running Captain America and fucking Gilmore was doing for Mala. Fucking Styles was doing Thor. But none of these motherfuckers can open up any doors that can't be smashed open. So somebody had to pick up fucking either Black Widow or Iron Man. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna grab Iron Man because it seems like he gonna be one of the ones that I write off because I don't like his style. But yeah, go ahead and pick it up.
Frank, in golf, there's nothing quite like the final round of a hotly contested championship, and this one could be a doozy.
And there's nothing quite like that leaderboard I'm looking at right now. We are going to have some amazing golf. This one is going to have to be won.
That dude did that shit, didn't it?
What was that?
Set their ass up. That's just like cap finishes, man. Good gosh.
EA Sports and the
He could
PGA
block.
Tour proudly present the
Oh
seasonal
yeah, him,
race for the
Iron
FedEx
Man,
Cup.
and Black Widow.
Today
But
is
I like him because
final round coverage.
that motherfucker get to I can block
Champions.
missiles and shit with his ass, lasers and gunfire and all that shit.
It's like they designed him to take on multiple characters. I don't feel that way with everybody. Oh shit, this people still with a damn shit.
Shot has landed in the bunker. All right, so green side
she just
bunker.
nothing but a
What's he looking to do with this shot,
game.
Frank?
You really have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Birdie try up next. Par yesterday. Now for birdie. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. And getting ready for the putt.
How's it going, everyone? John here. Welcome back to another stream of Max on this tutorial today.
No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going. Keeps the momentum on his side.
Frank, describe the layout here at the 14th hole. It's 444 yards. What a beautiful hole.
It is, and it's a beautiful view. You see everything from the top of that tee there. It's a hole that keeps bending to the left. There's enough bunkers down the left there to actually take your eye. That's why you've got to fixate on something in the distance that's a much better line than worrying about that wall of sand down the left side.
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
Good-looking shot right here. Just an incredible shot. That is a very makeable putt after a great approach. Well played. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect.
Well, I'm just fucking all of now.
It's going to hurt the course.
All right, good putt.
The rhythm of that stroke. Didn't try and bash it in the back.
Now to the par 3 15th hole here at Wolf Creek. Frank, this is the shortest hole on the course.
And their version of a postage stamp type hole, minus the bunkers on the right side. Green elevated, falls off as you can see down the left side. Club selection is vital, but it is such a short hole. It's very, very tempting, especially when that flag's on the left side, to still go at it. But you miss this green on the left, and you are going to be considerably lower than the level of this green.
Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up.
It's no snack, though.
I was fooled a little bit on that one, Frank. He'll take par and move on. Now to the 16th hole as we get set for the finishing stretch. And Frank, what's the best way to play this relatively short par 4?
Somehow you've got to straighten the hole up in your mind's eye, Rich. Just look all the way across that canyon and look like the hole was built straight, because really that's the way it should be played. If you start looking left and turning it into a dog leg, then all of a sudden bad things can happen. So look straight at the green. That's your line. Just try and bisect those two fairway bunkers.
And yet again, he has hit it off the tee and into the bunker. Great professionals, Frank. They don't fear the green side bunker shot, do they?
No, because you can be as aggressive or as conservative as you want. You actually have far more options. And you don't have to hit the ball first.
Yeah, Face. You talking about it's going to take you 12 hours to beat that story, man.
I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
12 hours, man.
I know I can't hit this nigga Terrence man.
Oh, yeah, probably at that point when
So
I
2
lock
holes
on
left to play. Now the
Oh,
final
R3.
par 5 on the course, 562 yards to 17.
The drive looks
Okay, there we go.
relatively
Yeah, that's the
straightforward. And I say that because there's a little creek down there that obviously you have to stay short of. But that's the fun part. They want to keep you back in an area where you go, can I hit the second shot across the stream, across the water, and still keep it on the green? And the answer is, I don't know.
That's in the fairway.
Well, with a good shot here, Rich, this eagle on the cards, hole very reachable from where he is.
Don't get many opportunities like this. This is a good place to take advantage. This is a good-looking shot. This is a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Wow, I thought he made that. Oh my goodness, he missed it. He missed the bunny. That's like missing a layup in basketball. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Finishing hole here at Wolf Creek is only 307 yards. Frank, where's the trouble here?
Short and to the right of this par 4. Really, there's a multitude of options off this tee. You could hit an iron, you could hit a fairway wood. Even some might try and hit a driver, but you know, that's a little too risky. There's too many problems up ahead if you try and take this hole on. Really, a short club off the tee, leaving yourself some area of 170 yards, and you're going to be putting for birdie more often than not.
To win the Tiburon Championship. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Good effort and good par putt. What a great tournament finish. This one is in the books, and look who finished on top of the leaderboard.
Rich, this has to go down as a classic. Our champion was simply on fire. And I'm looking forward now to see how next week pans out.
Hours, man. Oh, she fell on top of the turret and missed. That's how she got her powers. Ooh, shit. Yo, it was people still on the ship. Ray.
Mm-hmm.
It was people still on the ship when it blew up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nigga.
This is EA
I
Sports.
didn't watch this
PGA
part.
Tour coverage your way.
Gilmore, they say Captain America died, nigga.
Today it's live opening round coverage of the Mountain Shootout. Back down now to hole number 6. Early in the round and playing reasonably well. Nothing great, but has certainly not given a whole lot away.
Yeah, and actually a good position to really springboard the round from here.
You hear them niggas talking bad about me? The black man. You hear that shit? Talking bad about me. Talking about I ain't been doing well. Watch how I smash these white boys.
That is a fantastic long shot.
There's no way he could hit that without a tail breeze. Surely that breeze had to help there.
Frank, really good chance from this
My nigga,
position.
did you really seriously hear that game hating on me, my nigga?
Looking at right now is the flag.
My nigga, did you hear him talking about the wind help me? Man, get the fuck out of here.
That's how the
What the fuck they gonna say about that though?
Well, I'd say a little lucky that it went in, but it was always going to be close.
Yeah, oh yeah. Fucking hater.
Now to the second par 5 on this opening 9. Frank, this is a pretty long hole, 602 yards.
Well, it's called hoodoo. Do you know what hoodoo means? It means bad luck, actually, so you don't really want to be thinking about that on this tee shot. 602 yards, if you belt one off the tee, well, you might avoid the bad luck.
Wow, smoked that tee shot. Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway. Obviously, Frank, you want to hit good shots at a place like this, but you also want to take some shots. You want to snap off a few pictures because it's breathtaking.
I thought you were talking about big game hunting there, where you're saying you don't want to shoot these animals. They're beautiful. No, yeah, it is. It's wonderful to come up here and play golf.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Couldn't have done much better than that. An eagle is very possible. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Hold on, maybe there is a chance for the win. That eagle moving the player into the top 10.
Just when we're focused at the top of the leaderboard, there's a lot of movement there in the middle of the field.
Frank, you like this kind of design feature where you go from the longest hole in the course immediately to the shortest hole.
Certainly, golf giveth and golf taketh away. This is just minimally uphill, just a couple of feet, but you can see from the overview the design of the green. When that flag's on the right, it's a little bit of a longer carry, so just be a little cognizant of that. You don't have to hit it directly at the flag.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just a couple of feet. This is a good move. Another birdie. Now to 5 under for the tournament. Just love the variety here on the front side, Frank, coming off that short par 3-8. Now we go to another par 5 to round out the side.
He's going for a little extra.
Frank, I know you like boxing. That was some heavyweight power right there.
Smoked it. Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Nicholas over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch. Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Huge chance to climb the leaderboard. A putt for eagle. So with that make, now at 7 under par. Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank Hill be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Early part of this back 9 and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie.
Second shot.
You get the sense now with that birdie that our young star, so explosive, is setting himself up for a big weekend run. So off the long par 3 10th, we are at the 11th hole, 417-yard par 4, Frank.
It looks like a straightaway par 4, Rich, but if anything, the hole actually bends to the left, and you really want to follow that natural contour of that. Just sort of draw it off those bunkers on the right, or just simply carry it over the ones on the left. But ideally down the left side, it avoids that pine tree that's further down.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Not a gimme, but well within his range. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
So a tester from 4 feet. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Well, Frank, round 1 in the books. Look who's on top of the leaderboard.
And that's with some strong play today. They don't really need to look back. Strong play heading into the second round tomorrow.
Presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. It's second round coverage of the Mountain Shootout. Frank, what's the key here at the 5th hole? It's par 4, 424 yards.
The first real stringent tee shot of the day. 3 bunkers, first one not really in play. That third one in the distance, unless you're someone like a Bubba Watson, you should be able to aim at that and not reach it. That's a ginormous tee shot.
Frank, what are you thinking about on this approach here at the 5th?
Once again, with a good drive, you're left with a scoring club. By that I mean a short iron. Gives you a lot more options and a lot more flags you can go at. Even with a flag in the back left, with a scoring club in hand, You can virtually just go straight at that. The ball will not kick too much once it hits the green.
Could it be? And he has it, Frank.
I don't believe it.
Back on the tee here at Banff Springs, 5th hole, 424-yard par 4. What's the setup here, Frank?
Well, it's very tempting to try and hit a draw because that's the way in which the hole is shaped. But the main goal is to make sure that you can take that second bunker, the one on the left side, out of play with that tee shot. That's an absolute beauty.
Second shot. Good look at the green. On the green. A chance for a birdie. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Well, Frank, it's our job to get excited.
Oh, yeah, I've been up since
You
fucking
can't when you leave it short, though.
7 o'clock this morning,
My
maybe.
job hard.
Nudge this one home. Finish it up.
I'm about to lay my ass down.
That's a good par.
Just the storyline, nigga, so we can get you into the initiative, man.
Frank, how about this hole? 602
Yeah,
yards,
buddy.
par 5.
You already haven't moved on over the Thor.
602 yards these days.
Get
for a
your ass
rider.
off here.
No, not Thor. I ain't moved. I moved
That's
over
a big
the.
range, par 5.
Alright, man. Germany had moved
the
over
longer
the
hitters will
Thors.
definitely get at home.
What's the name? Moved
especially
over
the
the
positions. But bunker down the
Captain
left,
America.
avoid that, carry that, and then we can think about the second shot.
That is a monster hit right there.
I knew that nigga had something.
That more than 350
Who was that?
yards.
Well, it's going to
Your
take a
doctor.
good one here, considering what they've already gone through, Rich. Right now, that green is going to
Aimed
look very
it.
small, so it's going to take a good shot here to give himself an opportunity.
Some really poor play to this point.
Fellas, man, catch up with y'all in the morning or tomorrow or later on in the day, so I say.
I'll be around, man. All right, fellas.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Looking to make a move. This putt for birdie. Really starting to shine, moves to 10 under for the tournament. Now to hole number 8. It's another par 3 with some water, Frank. Only 150 yards. This is the shortest hole in the golf course.
But distance control is still very important here. If you can get the right distance, you could perhaps aim 10 or 15 feet left of the flag. You're only going to have a 10 or 15-foot putt. So just think of that. Water on the right there. Maybe just aim a little further to the left. You can still make birdie.
Frank, we have said it over and over. Another birdie. So we'll round out the front side here at Banff Springs with a par 5 and reasonably short at only 501 yards.
So very reachable because of that yardage that you just referenced. Hole bends a little bit to the right. Goes right to the left side with the tee shot. It's just going to make that angle on the second a little bit easier.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin.
Well, with a good shot here, Rich, I'll tell you, this eagle on the cards, hole very reachable from where he is.
Don't get many opportunities like this. This is a good place to take advantage.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. Oh my goodness, he missed it. He missed the bunny. That's like missing a layup in basketball. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. You love them, the birdies, and that's another one. There you have it. The second round is complete. Another solid effort put together, and it shows on the scorecard.
And after 2 rounds, you really start to see not only who's playing well, but who's consistent.
EA Sports is proud to present PGA Tour coverage. Today it's live third round coverage of the Mountain Shootout. I like the looks of this one. That is classy.
Well, they had a chance of going in.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. That shot falls for a birdie. On the tee here at the 11th hole, 417-yard par 4. Is this a drive you like to hit, Frank?
It certainly is, Rich, but it's a little narrower than what your eye first sees. And the reason why, there's a tree sort of another 40, 50 yards down the right side past that bunker. So if you hog that right side, that tree can become a little bit of a problem for the second shot.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. This is a good-looking shot.
It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?